What is going on today, guys? Tomcat here, and today we are back in Forza Horizon 2 for another car build. Now, in this episode, we're going to be doing a top speed / runway racing build of the Grand Cherokee SRT-8, but I did want to explain one thing before I get to that, and that is that the F-Type versus C7 battle is actually in the works, but the head-to-heads and battles, they take a little bit longer to make than standard builds. So we're going to go ahead and get our hands on the Grand Cherokee SRT-8, and we're going to leave it all-wheel drive for this so we can get the launch. Now, when it comes to actually racing at the runway, like against other highly modified cars tuned for drag racing, I mean, it's not going to be your optimal choice, but if you're going up against, say, other especially SUVs, for example, that's when you're going to start to dominate. Or when you're going up against, say, a highly modified SRT-8 Jeep versus, say, a stock 2015 Mustang, the SRT-8 Jeep is going to decimate it. So that's kind of the approach we're looking for. So I just have to find it. Oh, there it is. There we go. Now, as far as horsepower, I'm definitely expecting 800 plus out of this car, and wow, that is a really nice paint job. I really like that. I like that one, too. Damn, there's actually a lot of really good paint jobs for this car. Or SUV. But, because normally there aren't that many good paint jobs for these, like, that are actually available to download. But, I am gonna actually go with one of the colors. I like the deep red. The deep red is really, really nice. Yes, I would love to obtain this car for free. Now, since we're doing a drag build, we're not really going to do any upgrades that we don't really need to do. So, like, although that does apply to brakes. I will be doing brakes because we have to stop at the end of the runway. And even though, you know, some people might not say it's necessary, I think it is.
Dude, come on in. How can I help?
Alright, so first thing we're going to go ahead and do is, like I said before, we're going to upgrade the brakes. Because we need that stopping power for the end of the runway. Lower it as much as we can. We can only really do 0.69 inches, but we'll be able to go down even more with the height adjustment after that. And we're also going to take as much weight out as we can. Now, we're going to upgrade all the drivetrain parts, but we're going to leave it alone after that. We're not doing any kind of swaps. We're not converting it to rear-wheel drive. This is not a drift build. Like I said earlier, it's a straight line only focused drag racing build, and I know that's really out of the ordinary for me, but we're going to start doing a few more of them because a lot of you guys said you actually really, really liked these kinds of builds and these kinds of runway shootout kind of battle type cars. Now, also, I did want to talk about interior view for a second, and a lot of you guys are actually saying that you prefer when I use interior view, and that was actually kind of a surprise to me because of the fact that sometimes earlier on, especially in Forza 5, I was using the interior view a lot, and I had a lot of people asking me for third person, and so I started Horizon 2, and I was like, okay, I'll use third person more because people seem to want that more. But I guess for the Horizon games, you guys seem to prefer the first person view, and that's actually that's really cool with me because I love the first person view. But the nice thing about the Horizon games is that I have no problem with either one. I can use both, so we'll get. Wow, 355s in the back. Those are going to stick like crazy. And 335s in the front. That's a ton of grip. For the wheels, we're going to be using some HREs, but I'm not quite sure which ones I actually want to use yet. I'll have to go through them and see which ones actually look good on, ooh. Those actually look good. They have like a nice look to them, I feel like, especially for the type of vehicle we're working with. It's a big, like, almost like chunky-looking wheel. I think it really works, actually, though. I think the look works. Not sure how big we're going to make them. We're probably not going to make them too big, but that's 21, 22. Wow, that's only 22? Doesn't look that big. We could go up to... Oh, God. I don't know if I want to go that big. Let's go with... Yeah, we can go with 22, because that actually leaves us with a decent amount of actual decent amount of tire. Which is kind of nice because I kind of like the way that looks too. It shouldn't all be taken up by the rims. It shouldn't all like those shouldn't take up just everything. Although some cars it looks better than others when you do it with more kind of wheel versus tire. It just depends on what kind of look you're going for and what kind of car you're working with. Now apparently we've got more aero parts than I thought we'd have, and definitely not. We're gonna stick with the SRT front end. Thank you very much. Oh god, they give us a roof rack. I don't really want that, but... nah. A lot of these parts that are supposedly upgrades look a hell of a lot more standard than upgraded. Although, that hood does take us down 9 pounds. So we'll definitely be going with that. And now we get to the power. Which will probably be, well, not probably, which will be the most extensive part of the build. And the tuning with these cars, it's not, you can't just kind of, I mean, you can use a base tune and then work from there, but it's not quite as simple as doing a drift tune, because a drift tune, you can just kind of throw a base setup on the car, and then just kind of tweak a couple things, and it'll be good to go. Obviously, you're going to adjust it over time, but I feel like with these straight line cars, you have to do a little bit more to get them where you want them, and then you can start doing the little adjustments. Maybe that's because I don't have as much experience with them. That's actually probably what it is. It's probably because I don't have as much experience with them as I do with the drift cars. But I'll definitely gain that experience as I go. As soon as we upgrade everything on the actual engine, we just build the engine all motor. Then we'll get some forced induction in here, and I'm thinking a turbo. If they allow us to actually have twin turbos, then that's what we're absolutely going with. But we'll see at once we actually get there, because they may only allow us a supercharger. Oh, okay, twin turbos or a positive displacement supercharger. Now, I am going to go with twin turbos. I may rework the build later on to work with a supercharger, but I feel like since this is gonna be up in the higher RPMs pretty much all the time anyway, it's gonna almost always be in boost. We shouldn't have issues with it. 901, 950. Okay, that's about where I thought we would get it to. I didn't think we'd push over 1,000, which this kind of clarifies that to me right now, is that it's just about up to 1,000 at 950. So for the paint, we're not going to do much. We're probably just going to do, I think the wheels look really nice as they are, but I'm going to see how they look in kind of like a glossy carbon fiber look. Alright, special colors. And carbon fiber polished. I mean, it looks good. I think it looks really nice, actually. I think it fits it, too. I think it fits it really well. Yeah, I'm going to go with that, actually. Wasn't sure if I was going to go with it or not, just because of the... I don't know, because of the way it looked already. Because it looked really good, in my opinion, already, but... Ooh, the wing and carbon fiber. The carbon touches look really good. That's one thing that I like, is carbon touches on a car. It just makes them... I think it kind of sets the car off a bit more, especially like when you do the mirrors and like the rear wing and stuff like that. Now, on some cars, the carbon hood will work. Sometimes it won't. On this, I think it works. I personally, I think it looks nice, actually. I think it really does. It really works. Now, we're going to go to the runway. We're going to do a couple of test runs. We're going to do a little bit of tuning, and just to see how the gears are. We're going to see how it launches, because I'm not gonna tune it in the shop at all. I'm going to wait until I get there, which is kind of how I prefer to tune, depending on what I'm doing. Because like I said before, to get a baseline setup with like a drift build, I just kind of put a base setup on it and then leave and work from there. But with this, I think I'm going to stick with the setup we have, and then tune it once we actually get there. Now, let's actually see. I've put it in 7th gear. Let's see how the acceleration is from the 7th gear. It builds speed pretty quickly, actually. But enough with 7th gear. Let's go to the airport. Right here. No. Fast travel. Yes, thank you very much. Now, the only thing I'm kind of iffy about, kind of worried about, is either bogging down on the launch or spinning all 4 tires like crazy on the launch. I don't think spinning is going to be an issue, but we'll see. I'm going to do it from the exterior view, like kind of from the side, so I can see how much wheel spin we're getting. I actually am able to back up. Jeez. Come on. There we go. Alright. I'm going to try launching it from about 5,500. I feel like we could launch from a little bit lower down, but other than that, it's fine. And brake. We had more room. We had more room. We could have gone faster. I'm going to try again from this end. And actually, I should probably start from the very end of the runway, so I can maximize my potential for the run. Let's try just under 5,000. Let me try that again. I'm going to try and get this thing to hook as easily as I can, like as quickly as possible. There we go. Barely spun at all. I misshifted a little bit, but other than that...
Chariot awaits you. Your very own Ferrari 250 GT Berlinetta. You're gonna catch some serious looks driving around the festival in this.
Alright, come on, come on, come on! And brake! Not too bad. I want to make 7th gear a little bit, just a little bit shorter, I think. Let's see. There, tune car, I was looking for it. Oh wait, the gearing, I passed it completely. Just a little bit. Let's try it there and see if it's too short, then, or well, compared to 6th, if it's too short, then we'll dial it back, but it shouldn't be. Alright, right around 4,000 RPMs. You have to be quick with your shifting, that's for sure. Otherwise, it's just going to go straight to redline and bounce off the limiter a bunch. But as long as you're quick with your shifting, you can get this thing out of the hole as super quick. .202, 203, and brake. That was too late. Wow. Way too late. You could see where the braking started and where it finished. In the wall, pretty much. That's where we finished, was in the wall. Alright, cool. Let's go ahead and change the gearing again just a little tiny bit more. It's the gearing for 7th. That's 8th gear. Oops. I'd been messing with 8th gear, not 7th gear. Damn it. Wow, I had no idea this thing even had an 8th gear. That's crazy. I didn't even make it into 8th gear. And as a matter of fact, while we're here, I'm going to shorten up a couple of the others too. Just so we keep that those really tight ratios as we keep going up through the gears. Because remember that we're tuning this for racing, not for fuel economy or anything like that. And that's not even a thing in Forza, so we don't even have to think about it. Alright, another 4,000 launch. Go! Spun. Picks up speed a lot quicker now. I made it to 8th gear this time. Normally, I won't make it to 8th gear. Don't you dare. Don't you dare, GTR. 201, 202, and brake. I'm probably going to hit the wall. Oh my god. Oh my god. That was so close to the wall. Oh, jeez. I liked that a lot better, though, as far as how the gearing actually felt. It worked out a lot better. See if I can get minimal wheel spin on this launch. Come on! Trying to beat my record in this direction. 200, 201, 202, 203, come on! It didn't reach 203. I ended up using the wall for brakes because I wanted to hit 203 so bad, but it wasn't going to hit 203. I'm going to lower 8th a little bit. Just a little bit, though. Space out 8th gear just a little bit. Let's see what we can get. 8, 9. That should be, I'm not going to go crazy with spacing it out at all because I want to keep it controlled. Let's see if we can get a decent launch. Yes! One thing's for sure, this thing would dominate in the quarter. Yeah, 203 before hitting the wall. I decided to use the wall for brakes again because I wanted to see that number on the speedometer. I wanted to see 203. But I feel like this is I'm starting to get to the point where I really like how this thing is performing and I like how it's behaving. I'm going to do a little bit more update, a few more updates to it later on. But I'm trying to think of what this thing should go up against, like as far as a battle. The next time I do a drag battle with AR-12, this thing should definitely, I'm trying to think of what it should go up against. And I'll also, when I do some runway shootout lobbies, this thing will definitely be making an appearance. So to finish this off, I'm going to go ahead and take it off one of these crazy jumps back here, because I just want to see how far it'll actually go, or how high it'll actually go. It'll probably go crazy high. It might actually go too high and hit the roof of the building or something. Oh, I just realized, what if I can get it to land on top of the roof? I highly doubt that, but that would be epic if I could do that. Maybe if we had another car there to act as a ramp or something. Come on! Oh god, yeah, it's... yeah, it was too quick. It was too quick for it. Oh boy. Yeah, I was like, that's not gonna work out. That's not gonna work out. Not gonna feel good at all. But, again, if you guys enjoyed this episode, don't forget to leave me a like. Tell me in the comment section down below what you guys thought of it. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe for more. And I will see you guys in the next one. Talk to you guys later.